Hey guys, welcome back. I got a little update for you. I can finally show you around my motor, and I can tell you about some stuff that I've done, show you a few things that to look out for when you're going to a bottom mount. I'm going to touch base on the M50 intake. I'm going to touch base on why I have a spare motor and why this motor's out. Reason being, I had a little fire go on. And not sure exactly what happened, but I was on fire for a minute. They got it taken care of. I pulled it out not because of the fire. That was just sheer dumb luck. The issue that I have right now is I came across it. I'm happy I have a spare block. But with my spare block, I would put this other manifold on, and you can see that ledge right there. It moves the manifold to where you have an exhaust leak. I've had gaskets in there, and they still blow out. I've had metal gaskets, and they blow out. I'm going to recommend everybody that wants to go bottom out, grind off part of your manifold, just like 1/8 of an inch, 1 or 2 mils off the top. You'll sit flush until you get to the front of it where that ledge curves. So you need to take off a little bit more to match the curve, and it'll fit fine. Pertaining the M50 intake for people that are running it, you're going to plug these vacuum ports. You're going to remove this stud, and it'll sit on there. Basically, you're port matching. You're just going to copy the intake side of it, put it on this, color it, grind it out, cut it out, Dremel it out, whatever you want to call it. This motor is my spare motor for my X5 or this car. Not sure. We'll see which one gets it first. But it's for the all-wheel drive build that I'm in the middle of sorting out and tinkering with. I'm just toying with this one. This one's just a toy. So there's the turbo, there's the arm, my manifold. Where my leak was that I thought I got and I didn't get well enough. So we're gonna pull this all off and address that whole ledge issue on this motor. Reason why it's like this is I can't get to these bolts or the bolts that are holding on the turbo. It's really tight in the car. This was the easier option, if you will. Since then, I have upgraded my clutch. That's about it. And it's got a twin disc DKM clutch, which I recommend. I highly recommend. It actually feels great. It can hold a lot of torque, which is what you want to get power. So with that being said, I am going to be addressing that issue, putting it back together. I'm going to probably repeat myself, and I'm going to hate myself for it because I can't edit this video. It's a one take. When you got anybody going bottom out, do go with a V-band. It gives you no clearance if you're doing a 4-bolt. This sucked. I hated this. I'm going to try and replicate this downpipe and this wastegate flange. Not with the flange in general, unless I can track down a good deal on those, and then I'll just basically leave it so you can put your whatever flange size wastegate you want on there. So I'm just going to try to replicate that, so anybody that is down the road ready to buy one, get one from me, however you want to say it, you can. I'm trying to make that so that's readily accessible. So you can just DIY your whole intake. For the all-wheel drive build and guys that are trying to, the mount's right there. The CV axle's right there. This mount will never work on this motor at all. So I'm trying to sort something out that I can work with the stock mount, so you really don't have to do much to it. and then I'll make another video on that as I progressively get along. And with that being said, that's the hot side of the turbo for the all-wheel drive and this side of the two-wheel drive cars. This is the under the carriage. It goes right underneath the subframe. That's where my turbo obviously was on fire. To my pipe, coupler, pipe. I want to say this is like an 8-inch coupler, and this was a 1 foot or a 10-inch section. I can't remember exactly, but that's all that was, and that's it. The Rally Road, Eric at Rally Road makes a great adapter so you can keep your idle air control valve, and it plugs into this, and you just basically hang it down and you can plumb your new pipe in anywhere. For the cold air side of it, this is what I came up with. It seems to be working. A lot of people are curious. I've said what I've said. You don't need a full intercooler kit. You really end up just needing one piece and a couple couplers. Save yourself a lot of money at that point. But it's a 90. My blow-off came with this, so if you can find one, it's like 6 inches long, straight piece with the blow-off, to a 90 again, to a 45, to another 90, to my math, which I got off of CX Racing, it was like 33 bucks, and my Mishimoto cold air intake back when I was in NA, so I can keep my emission-friendly looking car. That was all I had done to it. I'm waiting for my Garagistics solid mount shifter. The one that I have in this car is sloppy. I don't like it. I've rebuilt it so many times that I'm just done with it. So I'm hoping that will make it a lot notchier, not nicer for shifting and more fun. For my CCV, I can't find my pipe. Basically I have it run off of this down and under here to a catch can, and it just sits there, so it vents atmospherically still. I will be running this guy. It's just got a couple sensors on there for my gauges, and so I can keep an eye on it a little bit better, to that cooler right there. That's about all I got for this car. Nothing too crazy. If I do lose actually 1 or 2 psi, so people that are still following me, the 4-inch core, I do lose about a 1.5 psi for the 4-inch cooler. I think that's about everything that I've done to this. I'm just fixing where the fire melted some stuff, which was the vacuum line for this guy, and it melted part of my this right here, but I'm not. That can be grind down, so anybody running top mount, you have a little bit of wiggle room to be fine right there. And so yeah, other than that, I can show you the rest of the exhaust now that it's off, because there's the wastegate, which keeps it nice and tucked up and underneath there. So now the car's up in the air, but there's my resonator, there's my muffler, there's my cat delete test pipe, whatever you want to call it, and that's about it. There's really, I don't think there's much else. I will be using my Zionsville racing thermostat on this though, just because I'm hard on my car. I am unforgiving, so I want to keep it cool. I might delete the heater core just so I can keep it cooled, and all the coolant will be isolated, which I believe it's Beamer World makes a plug for these two and on your overflow tank, so you don't have to, and it's like 50 bucks. So you can delete that whole plastic piece that becomes brittle and breaks. And I might be deleting my AC, so this car might be on its way to full race car status for the street. I don't really want to. I want to kind of keep it luxury. We'll see how things work out in the future. Seems legit. Garage makes a beautiful bracketry to keep your stock throttle body. So you can just mount it right to it and still be drive-by-wire without any complications. So that's I believe that's everything for you guys. I'm hoping that this video solves a lot of concern and issues pertaining the M50 manifold, a log style manifold, an eBay manifold. If there's anything else, please let me know. I'm going to try and help you. I will also be updating once I get the new turbo, which will probably be in the next couple weeks. I'm going to drop down to a GT30.82, so the biggest one I have before it's a 63 GT35, or I might get the 35 6.63, whatever it's called, and see how much better response is. This came online around, came into boost, sorry, around 3,200 RPMs. So I want to get that down to closer to 2,500 RPMs so I can actually get out of places a lot faster than sit there and be all motor, all noise, sound angry as can be, but kind of be like slow, if you will. Nah, it wasn't slow. It was definitely loud. It took a minute for it to build up boost, but I think that pertained mostly to the exhaust leak that I barely found out about. I want to say it was about a couple months ago. I just haven't had time to make a video. That's why I'm going to try to find somebody, a friend or something, that can make these two pieces, replicate them for, I don't even know, at least replicate them so I can have them, and if anybody needs dimensions or angles, I can give them to you and you can make your own. I don't know, we'll see about this. We're about to see about this. There's not many people that have tuned the X5 turbo wise, so we will find out. Till next time, we'll catch y'all later.